Hello, welcome back to my channel, Fabulously Frugal and Fancy. Here we talk about all things frugal. And today we have another DIY for you, another beautiful fall decor DIY. We are kind of working with a Walmart product that came with a little bit chintzy, and we are upgrading that just a little bit, making it very beautiful, very full, very fall and festive. So I hope you enjoy watching this video. Stick around to the end and we'll chat later then. Okay, so first this is the inspiration I found. It's a ceramic pumpkin with some florals and leaves coming out. This metal pumpkin is what I actually purchased from Walmart for $10, 9 something. And this gather sign, I did not like the background. So here's what we're going to start with, this gather sign. The front actually came off in the bag on the way home, so that was easy. I just used some Waverly wax paint and painted the background. I didn't care if it had totally full coverage because I'm going to be covering that, as you can see, in just a few moments. Just paint the background and all the sides because there were some raw edges along the sides that just looked like the side of the wood. And then I'm going to paint over the word gather. I tried here to do the sides of the word. It didn't work out too well because it was just a little too difficult to get my paint pen down into the grooves there. So I started to do that because I wanted the letters to stand out a little bit more, but then I just decided that was not going to work too well. So I get out a larger red, it's kind of like a burgundy color, burnt red paint pen. And I do not know exactly what brand that is because the wrapper is ripped off, but I've had it for a while now. And I just paint over the word gather, brighten it up, make it look more fallish. I just go around every letter, and where the letters intersect the edge of the frame, I just drew that on as well because I wanted the whole word to stand out and be very bright. Because this paint marker had a thicker point, then it was easy for me to do these letters very quickly. Not as quickly as it shows in this video, of course, because that's all sped up, but pretty quickly. I gave it about 2 coats there. I just kind of take my frame and wipe off some of the excess there. And then I'm taking some Mod Podge and some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree with the beautiful fall leaves on it. I just thought it looked so pretty, and I kind of wanted that in my background because it's sparkly, it's very bright in colors. I cut off one of the edges because one of the wired sides because I didn't want it there in the middle, but I did keep it on one side because I want it to basically frame out the leaves on the inside. And I even saved that little piece, and the one I cut off, and then I just mismeasured it, but that's okay. The ribbon will not go to waste. I will use it for other things. So even if I do make a mistake and measure it, I just put down a very thick layer of Mod Podge. I don't care if it's totally smooth because it's a ribbon. It's not like tissue paper where it's going to wrinkle. It's a ribbon. Then I just put the second one in. These two fit perfectly in there together, lined up perfectly once I took off that middle gold wired rim. I did leave it again around the edges, and I do put it on the ends as well because I want it to frame out the inside of that. And I think the gold adds just a really nice touch to that. In the end, it just looks really nice. So I'm just adding a thick layer of Mod Podge over the top because I don't want that ribbon to come off. And then I'm measuring my end pieces here of that extra gold wired edge. a little difficult to get down on the one side. The one side went down perfectly. The other side, I just had to keep pushing it down into the Mod Podge, and then added a little glue later on, but I think I did that off camera. Can be a little messy with the Mod Podge because it does dry clear if it gets up on the side. It's not a major issue. It does, again, it dries clear, so you can make mistakes with it. You don't have to be perfect and precise, which is kind of nice sometimes to just be a little messy when you're crafting. I go ahead and add some Mod Podge over the top of the word gather because I want to add some, it's kind of like a bronze colored glitter over the top. The leaf ribbon does have some glitter, but I believe I add more to that as well. I really want this to sparkle and shine. You could also add some fairy lights back in the back of this before you put the front back on. I decided not to do that on this one. I actually just couldn't find any more of my lights. I must need to pick up some more of those. So, and then I take my brush and I just kind of spread it around so there's no big globs of the glitter. I could have mixed it with the glitter and made it a little bit smoother going on to begin with, but I didn't want to really take the time to mix that, so I just used my brush and spread it all back around. Here it is all dry, all the glitter in the background, and then I just take some Gorilla Super Glue and reattach that front piece. Again, I didn't take this off, it actually just popped off in the bag on the way home. By the time I got home, it was already disconnected for me, so it saved me the time from having to put it on there myself. And that is it with this one. I did consider adding some of the wired berry to the top, but I just left it as was. I thought it looked beautiful. I used these clamps. These clamps I picked up at IKEA. They're larger than the Dollar Tree ones, so they hold some thicker pieces. Now this pumpkin I did get, it was $9.96 or something. I didn't like all the open space at the bottom. Thought it was a little just sparse. The flowers in it are beautiful, and I love the wired pumpkin. Not wired, I'm sorry, metal frame pumpkin. I just thought it was gorgeous, but it was a little sparse for me, so I picked up some more florals, some from the Dollar Tree and some from Walmart. All were $1 or 97 cents. I believe the mums I picked up at Walmart because they had 2 of each of the different colors. They had 3 different colors and 2 of each of those, so it was perfect. These sunflowers I actually got at the thrift store. They were left over actually from a baby shower I did last summer. So I tried to save any florals I have that are left over, and I reuse those in different projects. And then I picked up these orange berries from Walmart as well. They were just such a vibrant color that I just really wanted to add those in as well. So I'm just cutting everything down with some wire cutters. Those are wire cutters that I got from Dollar Tree. Actually, those are in the gardening section. They were like plant snips, but they work really well on the fake florals from Walmart and Dollar Tree. I have a thicker pair for really thick florals, but the ones from Dollar Tree and Walmart usually aren't the really, really thick stems, so I don't have any problem using these small little wire cutters for those. And I'm just adding in leaves and those sunflowers around the bottom because I did not like to see the gap at the bottom with all of the, I don't like the look of the moss. It just is not my favorite. I think it just, I don't know, it doesn't look pretty in this arrangement to me. Anyway, I know a lot of people love it, and that's perfectly fine. It's just, I don't know what it is. First of all, I don't like working with it because it's very messy, and I work with enough messy stuff because I do love glitter. Then I don't really want to add any other messy things to it, but I just proceed to fill it out. And if you've ever watched the YouTuber Ramon at Home, he is very talented with floral arrangements. He does some amazing things, and I've learned so much from him. He always says what you do on one side, you do on the other, so I was trying to even it all out. I did take some of that wired berry, and there was already a wired metal thing up the top. I just decided to add some of the wired berry to that to add a little pop of color up the top. And that one is all finished. Now I take these foam pumpkins and I'm going to replicate what I showed you in the very beginning. That blessed sign that I show you there, I end up not using because it messed up I glued them together. The Gorilla Super Glue, for whatever reason, it's like it foams out and leaves like this bubbly hard foam stuff outside of the thing, and I could not shave it off without destroying the picture on that one. I was able to shave it off on some of the others. Now I used my box cutter and I just cut a wide opening, and I do keep the toothpick in there because that's how I do stick it to the side later. This pumpkin is a little bright for me, obviously, and so is the pumpkin apple barrel paint is just a little too bright, so I mix it with some of the Waverly wax to make it more of a pumpkin, true pumpkin color, at least to me. I didn't want the bright neon orange. If I was using these to make, a Halloween decoration, I would like that neon orange. But for a fall floral decoration, I wanted it to be more of a true pumpkin color. And I just take these and I paint them. Those paintbrushes came from Walmart. Very simple. I usually buy the cheap paintbrushes. I keep them over there in a jar of water with some Dawn dishwashing liquid. It keeps them soft. Even with the Mod Podge, the brushes stay soft because I'll stick them in the water with a little bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid, and it keeps my brushes clean and soft. And if they do harden up a little bit, I just add them to the water over there and it softens them right up. So here I'm just painting the entire thing. No description really necessary here. I do want to thank you all for joining my channel today. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I am a new YouTuber, but I have been doing crafts for a very long time, and I just love making things, love doing things on a very tight budget, making things out of trash to treasure, anything like that. If you're interested, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video, please, if you do, and leave me a comment. It really does help. And I would love to know your thoughts on some of these, the Upcycle from Walmart, and then the dupe from Walmart, and just that gather sign. Let me know which one is your favorite. Let me know other things that you would like to see done, and I will be happy to attempt them. I cannot promise anything, but I will attempt them. I do give the lid one coat, and I give the white edges and the white bottom a coat too, because you could be able to see that, so I want to cover everything. And I just give a base coat of the same color to that stem because I'm eventually going to paint it brown, but I figured it wouldn't hurt to kind of start to cover up that fluorescent green. So there I'm starting on the second pumpkin. I just give these, I think in all I gave them like 3 coats. You can still see little bits of the brighter pumpkin showing through. It doesn't look neon in the end, so I kind of just left it because I liked the kind of variety of color on there that it was kind of coming through. It just looked more natural to me instead of one just solid plain color. So it added some dimension, and then I didn't have to go in and add any dimension because the lighter and the darker colors just kind of let it pop, and it added its own dimension. Also, when you cut the styrofoam, it does leave little balls that kind of come off. When I'm painting over it, I'm just kind of pushing in with the paint going down into those grooves, but it also does seal in all those little pieces that could potentially just fall off. And I use these little plastic containers with a twist-on lid from Dollar Tree when I'm mixing paints, because I can never seem to mix a paint the same color twice. So I always try to mix extra and then just keep it in that airtight container, because then I can just open it back up when I come back to a project, or if I'm doing another project and I want the exact same color, I already have the paint mixed and I don't have to try to get the color the exact same, because I can never, I don't measure when I mix paints. I just kind of put it in there until I get the color that I like. So once I get the color I like, I don't want it to just be gone, use it all and not have any left for another project or another thing that I'm using. So I try to use those airtight. I think they're called Surefresh, or I'm not sure what the name of it is, but they come 2 in a pack at Walmart with the little twist on lids, and it keeps my paint nice and moist, so then I don't have to worry about it drying up, and I can use it for several different projects. At the end of the season, I'll probably just if there's any left, I do try to use it all up, but if there's any left at all, if it's a color I absolutely love, I'll find another container to put it in that's smaller so it can go on my shelf. But if it's a color that I believe I'm done with, I'll just throw the excess away, wash out the bowl, and save it for another color that I plan to mix. Like I said, I like to mix the colors, but I am not precise with it, so replicating that same color never seems to work for me. And again, I'm going to use those same mums that I got earlier. I believe I got these at Walmart. I really like the fact that they had 2 of each of the 3 colors, and it was a good variety, and I could use all of that in one without buying several different stems of flowers, and these were 97 cents at Walmart. And I'm just placing it around, turning as I go to see how I like it. I love how these little styrofoam pumpkins turned out. They cost me a total of about $2.50 to make, which saved money. The one at Walmart was ceramic, but it was like $9, and I made 2 of these for, half of that. So it's I really enjoyed how these turned out. I thought they just turned out so pretty. Now this little potpourri thing I did get from Dollar Tree. It has like a white, almost like wooden flower in it, and then these little, I don't know what they're called, like reed stems. And these are such a beautiful burgundy color, and I really wanted to add those, and I just kind of stick them in. Now I did start bunching them up in 2s because they are thin, and sticking one in at a time was a little difficult to get it even in that floral foam that's very soft. So I grabbed 2 of them at a time, and with the 2 at the bottom, it went in much easier into the floral foam. And then again, I go in with some of these bright orange berries that I love, and I just added a few of those here and there where I thought they would look really nice. And I do the same with the second one. I just put 2 of them together. As long as the bottom matches up, I kind of want the tops to separate a little bit, so I kind of twist them to where they're going in opposite directions, but at the bottoms they are together, and it made it a lot easier to push them through the foam without breaking them. They are kind of a delicate thing, and that is all done. Here's the finished product. Here's my gather sign with all the glitter. I love how that turned out. One of the pumpkins, I love how the look turned out with the lid of the pumpkin still attached to it. Here's the second pumpkin. And my third metal pumpkin with all of my extra in it. It looks very full, and I love how this turned out. Hi, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those DIYs I did today. The metal pumpkin was just beautiful on its own, but when added to all of the other flowers we added in, I think it turned out beautifully. I love how it turned out. I love working with inexpensive products from Dollar Tree, products from Walmart, Family Dollar, any of those. If you like this and you want to see some more, please hit that subscribe button, hit your notification bell so you know when I upload, and please leave me a like, a comment. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed these, let me know which one was your favorite. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day. Bye.